Have you ever questioned why society expects men to sacrifice so much, yet rewards them so little? It's a question that's been asked for centuries, yet the answers remain elusive. Society places a weighty mantle on the shoulders of men, pressing them to sacrifice for causes bigger than themselves. From the dawn of time, men have been called to lay down their lives for God, family, country, respect, honor, and duty. But as we navigate through the labyrinth of the 21st century, these values seem to be eroding, slipping through our fingers like sand. The modern world continues to expect men to charge into the firing line, both metaphorically and literally. Yet it fails to explain why they should do so, or even offer a reward that matches the magnitude of the sacrifice. We're living in an era where the phrase, "man up," is losing its potency. Just imagine the firefighter, bathed in the heat of raging flames, risking his life to save others. Or the policeman standing on the thin line between order and chaos, risking his livelihood, his reputation, and sometimes his life. These men are the embodiment of sacrifice, yet society seems to have a knack for demonizing them. Consider this startling fact: 95% of workplace deaths are men. Men who, despite the odds, continue to risk their lives in the pursuit of their duties. But with societal appreciation dwindling, it's no wonder that men are becoming less willing to jump into the fire. Every human runs a mental calculation, weighing the pros and cons, the risks and rewards. We're all driven by incentives, and men are no exception. The reality is that men are often driven by status. If status is obtained by taking care of one's family and providing, that's what men will do. But if it is attained through material possessions or illicit activities, some men will inevitably lean towards those routes. When man up just doesn't cut it anymore, it's time to question, what's the incentive? Everything in life is about incentives, right? So what's in it for men? Let's dive into this a bit more. Men, by and large, are driven by status. It's a primal instinct, a part of our DNA hardwired into us since the dawn of time. Historically, status was earned by providing for your family, being a pillar of the community, and taking responsibility. But the winds of change have been blowing, and they've brought with them a shift in what constitutes status. Today's society is increasingly individualistic. It's all about the self, the here and now. Fast cars, designer clothes, and extravagant lifestyles have become the new status symbols. And men, ever eager to climb the social ladder, are willing to go to extreme lengths to achieve them. It's not uncommon for a man to buy an expensive car he can't afford or even resort to selling drugs, just to taste that sweet nectar of status. And then there's the shift toward short-term pleasure. The mantra of "live for today" has taken root, leading to a surge in transactional relationships. Men and women are no longer partners in life's journey, but commodities to be traded. Our relationships have become as disposable as the plastic cutlery we use at our backyard barbecues. Rap music, a mirror that reflects our society, clearly echoes this sentiment. Its lyrics are filled with tales of men seeking women purely for physical pleasure, and women seeking men for their wealth and status. The idea of a deep, meaningful relationship seems to have faded into the background, replaced by a cold, transactional reality. As society shifts, so do men's motivations. The question is this change beneficial? Are we happier with our fast cars and fleeting relationships? Or have we lost something precious in our relentless pursuit of status and short-term pleasure? The answer, as always, lies within us. It's a question we must ask ourselves as we navigate the tumultuous waters of this ever-changing world. As society shifts, so do men's motivations. But is this change beneficial? So, what does this mean for men in society? Let's break it down. In a world where the traditional notions of sacrifice and duty are fading, men find themselves at a crossroads. The societal shifts and expectations are leading to a sense of disillusionment and confusion. Men are being asked to put their lives on the line, to take risks, to man up, but for what reward? The disproportionate number of men in workplace fatalities, the demonization of men in society, all contribute to a growing sense of alienation and disconnection. This has implications for society at large. As men become less willing to make sacrifices without a clear reward, it can lead to an erosion of the social fabric. The shift toward individualism and short-term pleasure over long-term responsibility can result in a more fragmented, less cohesive society. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are potential solutions, and they start at an individual level. For men, it's about finding the right partner, someone who understands and appreciates their sacrifices. It's about becoming aware of the family court laws and considering prenuptial agreements before marriage. These steps can provide a level of protection and assurance. Women too have a role to play. Understanding what men are looking for, making informed decisions about marriage in their early 20s, can help bridge the gap. And beyond the individual level, there's a need for societal change. A return to traditional values, a reevaluation of family laws, could help restore a sense of balance and fairness. But remember, these are not overnight solutions. They require time, understanding, and a willingness to make changes. And they start with acknowledging the problem, recognizing the pressures and expectations placed on men, and the need for a fair reward for their sacrifices. While there may not be a short-term societal solution, the key lies in individual actions and understanding. Let's not forget that, in the end, we're all in this together. It's up to us to create a society that values and respects all its members. It's about finding a balance, a way to honor sacrifice while also ensuring a fair reward. It's a challenge, but one we must rise to. Looking beyond the present, what could be the long-term societal solutions? As we peer into the horizon, we see potential answers emerging. A return to traditional values and religion may be one possible path. These institutions have historically promoted a sense of responsibility, honor, and sacrifice. They've guided men to take care of their families and provide for them, thereby gaining status and respect in their communities. Another potential solution lies in a total revamp of family laws. These laws, in their current form, often leave men feeling demonized and unfairly treated. A shift towards more equitable legislation could change this narrative, encouraging more men to step up and take responsibility. Interestingly, research suggests a decline in female happiness since the sexual revolution. This indicates a potential mismatch between what was promised and what has been delivered. It's time to revisit the promises made to us and whether they have been fulfilled. Click on the video on the screen where we delve deeper into this topic.